pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Again, I want to thank everybody for coming. I need a motion to approve the minutes for next month. Motion. First by Legislator Wilmot, second by Legislator Lockwood. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Resolutions, IT1. Resolution approving a disadvantaged business enterprise DBE program policy for the Oswego County Airport. Move it. First by Legislator Martino, second by Legislator Holtz. Motion to discuss.
We just did that.
We
just did that.
Did that.
So basically, the United States Department of Transportation has mandated that any airport that receives federal assistance needs to adopt a new disadvantaged business enterprise program. So this, we worked in conjunction with CNS. They're working with a lot of airports to help them. So this is the proposed one, and we just need authorization to sign that and put it into place. Basically, it just it's like a non-discrimination. It creates a fair playing field for any federal funded project.
Understood. Anybody else? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Resolution 2, resolution approving the Department of Solid Waste 2025 fee schedule. Motion to discuss. First by Legislator Holtz, second by Legislator Lockwood. Open for discussion.
I'm asking for a very modest increase, about $5 in the big tonnages. And I am going to take our CFC, right now we charge $15 for a CFC, air conditioner, fridge, freezer. I want to take it up to 20. That price has been 15 since 2004. And then also our tire prices. I did an aggregate with some loads and some averages, and at 150 a ton, we're right around between $2 and $2.50 a tire. By putting it at 300 a ton, brings us up more with surrounding counties in the $4 to $4.50 range, $5 per tire, depending on the size. So,
Okay.
that's really it in a nutshell.
Anybody else? All in favor?
Right.
Opposed? Motion carries. Resolution IT3, resolution awarding professional services contract Department of Buildings and Grounds and authorizing budget mod. First by Legislator Martino, second by Legislator Wolf. Motion to discuss. We do have a person that we have questions that can answer.
Do my best. My name is Chuck Nesbitt. I'm with the Director of Government Services with Wendell Companies and an energy services company out of Buffalo that has done more flex tech studies, which is what we're talking about here, flexible technical assistance through NYSERDA, probably than any other company in the state. We're looking forward to working with us. If you have any questions, I'll do my best to answer them. I'm not an engineer, but I like to play one on TV if I could.
So you would do an assessment on all the buildings?
I think they're all but a few. I think there's a couple of exceptions. I think the energy recapture.
Energy recovery facility is out, but Wendell agreed to add in all the transfer stations at no additional cost. And they're helping us with the problem that Legends Field where we're getting charged out.
No, very good.
Yeah.
That's going to be big.
That's a big one. Yeah.
Very good.
All right. Anybody else got any questions for Mr. Nesbitt? Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Let's see. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Let's move on to bids. Wait a minute, IT4.
Yep.
Right there. Resolution amending capital project number 1423 parking lots to include the cost of repaving the Camp Derby parking lot. Motion to discuss. First by Legislator Holtz, second by Legislator Martino. Phil, you want to fill us in on this?
Yes, the county previously created, as you know, a capital project to do 3 parking lots at DSS, Legends, and at a kayak launch. During the summer, the work was being done at Camp Zerby. I guess it was determined that lot needed repaving too. The department did that. But the money for that, in the Camp Zerby capital project is insufficient to cover the costs that I incurred. Fortunately, because we didn't do the kayak launch and Legends coming in under budget, we have money left over in the other parking lot capital project. But we can't reimburse highway out of it unless we amend that project to include the Camp Zerby lot. So that's all this resolution does. It doesn't expend more money. It simply adds Camp Zerby to the authorization of that capital project.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
You guys did a nice job over there.
Yeah, you did.
We've been there. We've all been there. We've all seen that it looks good.
Thank you. Second bid, electronics recycling. No, wait a minute. First one, acquisition and delivery of one avgas refueler truck and one Jet A refueler. Brandon, you got anything on this?
Yeah, so in your packet, this page here, it says the funding source is the operating budget. It's actually a New York State grant. We accepted this grant about a year ago. We went out to bid months ago, received no bids. We went back, refined the scope of work a little bit, and the spec sheet for the trucks. And we went back out to bid for this. We received 2 responses. You'll see that on the sheet here. Civic Bridges, we bid it as 2 separate projects, one avgas truck, one jet truck. Civic Bridges was the low bidder on one of them, but we didn't have high confidence in the specs that they returned to us. And so in our review, we asked them a couple questions, just time and delivery. They were going to put a 3,000 gallon tank on an F550 chassis.
No.
Exactly. So that just, it doesn't work. So we started asking them a lot of questions, and then they realized that they might be a little bit over their head. So they did withdraw their bid. So we'd like to award both trucks to Skymark. They were the low bidder on one truck, not the other, but now the Civic Bridges has withdrawn their bid. They are low bidder on both of them. We're happy with Skymark. They're a reputable manufacturer of these trucks.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion with the
First by legislator Martino, second by legislator Holt. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Got another one here for electronics recycling operating budget. Evaluation e-waste.
That's who we're currently using. With New York State laws, we can't charge to take electronics. E-waste doesn't charge us to take them. They provide us the Gaylord boxes and packaging. They come pick them up and then they recycle them through the secondary market. So this is a win-win for our department, county, residents. The other bidder wanted to charge us, I don't have the numbers.
$1,000
per pickup.
For service.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's been a successful 2 years with them, so we'll continue that relationship.
And you don't have any problems with
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion with the
by legislator Martino, second by legislator Holt. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Another bid. Used wheel tire loader. Here 4B22. Mike, want to give us some input on that?
This one we're going to use down at our MRF. It's going to replace a Volvo loader that has been a problem child. It is used. They don't need a brand new loader down there. We will get tires filled, get cab protection on it. We actually are currently using the machine under a rental agreement, which they'll forgive the rent once we cut them to figure out. So I'm going to retire a machine, maybe 2, with the purchase of this one.
Warranties and stuff on that?
3 years.
Okay. Do we have to load the tires?
No, that's part of the
It's
deal.
already done.
Well, it will be. He's allowed us to rent it. He'll take it back, take care of the tires and the cab protector, and then he'll take ownership of it.
Mr. Chairman, I
Make
make
a
a motion with
motion, first by legislator Martino, second by legislator Lockwood. All in favor? Opposed? Next one's wash limestone and run across.
Yeah, the number there.
Yeah.
The numbers with that. And, yeah,
And here are last year's numbers.
we went up a bit, or a little bit, not much. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 people bid on it, and Hinderleiter, which is the one we use now, Hanson Pit, and they came in the lowest, except for one spot, they were a little bit higher, but, and then we did have delivery, and we don't need delivery, so, but their deliveries were way up everybody's, so, of course, price of fuel was up. So, basically, Hellenberg was the cheapest, so. Look at that one.
Mr. Chairman, make a motion to approve.
First by legislator Martino, second by legislator Hall, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Fluid County operating policy phones. You got anything on this?
So this was an update, I did get a current update language, county attorney's office updated language that's more in the wheelhouse. Also, kind of a key item was adding the appendix to it, which is a list of pre-approved positions or job roles. Once positions that already have phones, they have either client contact and or field work aspects to them. So we're building that into the policy, so if we have an additional phone requested in any of those areas, it doesn't need to come to committee, it's already boiled into the policy. So an update across the board, plus that, I think, bit of efficiency added into it as well. And I do note a couple of typos in here that I would like to correct. What's the way to do that?
Just say what they are and then they can amend it.
Okay. I don't know off the top of my head, I saw a couple I gotta go through and mark them.
Are they typos that are, change the meaning significantly, or are they just misspellings?
Spelling errors.
Just spelling errors?
Yeah.
Those can be corrected without.
I've noticed them, those can be corrected. It doesn't change the actual language or anything within what the policy is, so. we can just
Thank you.
fix that.
Need a motion.
Motion to accept the.
First by legislator Martino, second by legislator Lockwood, all in favor?
Okay.
Opposed? Motion carries.
And just, so everyone's aware, by county policy, this is the first step for this. It still has to be approved by a general government committee. Just file same policy.
Be corrected before government.
Pardon?
Those could be corrected before government.
Dave, you're gonna see it again.
Excellent.
Thank you. All right, in the committee reviews, Leaves and ground.
Bunner Street is moving in the right direction. We finally got a schedule today. They asked me not to show it yet. Actually, that's him texting me now, wanted to go over it before I show anybody else. But they still have us on schedule to finish that first floor by the end of the year. They have it scheduled to move in furniture early in January in some of those areas. So that's a positive. PAC is out doing form work today on the back addition, and they plan on continuing that until it snows and gets too cold to actually work outside. Then they're still going to concentrate on that second floor to have that done by March, I believe. So that's some positive news.
So can we plan on moving OFA and public defender in January?
That's what we're hoping for. So yes.
Are they still gonna need assigned counsel's office as a headquarters, so assigned counsel can't move in until?
No, we'll move him out of assigned council. Actually, we have assigned council torn apart at the moment because we had to spray foam in there. So that's all been put together. They're sheet rocking and painting in there right now. So no, that's all gonna be complete. Public defenders, the whole first floor. We're hoping the only thing that's gonna have to get done after the first of the year is security. For the doors and stuff, but we should be able to move people in sometime in January, I'm hoping. We're at the other end of the building now because they want to change that building around a little. So we're building some office spaces. We're making rooms bigger. Our team is down there doing stuff right now. That's it for that building. Other than that, we're getting ready for snow, and I'm excited for Chuck and his team to come into town and start doing their stuff. The give us an assessment of it. So I think that's gonna be really helpful.
Yeah. Thank you. Highway Department.
Well, we got snow. We dodged a big bullet, I believe, this past weekend. But really, it's the first time we had plows out for this Thanksgiving weekend in 3 years. So we've been getting lucky. But we did our job and got everything cleared off the way it should be. So moving on, we did the trail from the county line in Cleveland. We made it all the way to Lower Road in Costantia. It was like a 7-mile jaunt that we did. And next year I'm gonna move on, well, maybe the west side of the, State 81, and then we'll get that side. We're gonna get the whole side over there, and I just can't keep everybody happy, because we can only do one section a year.
Understood.
So, and, basically hauling stone, taking care of complaints, ditching, cleaning culverts, and we've been starting a lot of building maintenance. The welding shop in Parish, we ended up doing half of it right now. We're putting metal siding on it, an old concrete building that was built in the 40s, and with insulation, so hopefully we'll get some savings there with the electricity and heat in there. And then we moved over to the garage maintenance buildings and Scriba and Parish, and we're putting new lights in, LED lights. Rick helped me out, set me up with this guy, and we ended up getting a grant for $6,200, and we paid $6,000 for all our lights in the buildings. So, but how many lights was it? We had 89 lights that we replaced. So, good savings there. Thanks, Rick, for that. And that's it.
Excellent. And you didn't get called to Buffalo to clean out the stadium?
Well, we would have left for free tickets. Even though I don't like Buffalo. I don't like Buffalo, but I would have won.
Buffalo fans, free tickets.
I don't know. I think I liked it better watching it from home. All right, solid waste.
I was in Pulaski today for a job meeting. We're moving along with that project. Did find a few things we had to address throughout the project, so it set us back a little bit. We're shooting for a completion date. It probably will be by Christmas, but I'm hoping right after the new year to be reopened on the main pit. I'll keep you appraised if we have any other issues. But we've been working. We worked through everything. Cylinders rebuilt back in the compactor. We addressed some other concrete issues, and the things are just getting put together. So,
And it's gonna be done by when?
it won't be done by Christmas. I'm hoping sometime thereafter, first week of the new year.
Very good. Would they ever do with the underneath that packer?
It's done.
It's done. Very good.
It's got a cure. That's why we can't move the packer back in. So he said that's complete. He's gonna form up the top of the wall and the floor. All the steel work is done. The decking's down up top. So now it's just going through and making those pours, finishing up. There's dress work that needs to be done once all the concrete's in, some paint, and some other things have to go down. So they're working through it, but they're waiting for the concrete to cure, and that's what's really taking the time windows up.
How bad was the ram that you had to rebuild?
It was time.
Okay, enough said,
It was time.
enough said.
Yeah, so my only thing with that is I instructed my staff, we're gonna inspect the hydraulic lines, and the only other is the pump and the motor. And you can't, if we have a problem, we have a problem, we'll fix those on the fly. Because I don't need everything tore apart for that. So it's a mechanical device, so we'll start back up. If we have issues, we'll take care of it.
It's the thing, the packer was kind of an afterthought, like, we're this far, let's go.
Yeah, no, we had to get that done. And it needed it. They had to re-chrome one of the portions of the cylinder, and they replaced another portion of it and put all the seals in. So it was time. So yes, that's.
So less leakage, less issues.
The landfill cell, for all intents and purposes, is done construction-wise. Paperwork is flowing between Bartlett and Judas, myself, the DEC. We do have a little bit of electrical work left to do down in the pump building. That will happen. But we'll be in good shape for, I don't want to start putting garbage in this thing till June, July, August, September, or later if we can put it off. But we'll be ready when it's needed. That's pretty much it for the high points.
Very good. Thanks, Mike. Airport.
So we just finished up a lot of tree removal in the ditches on the inside the airport. You won't really notice it from the roads, but a lot of the ditches. Sean actually helped us out a lot with the long arm. The long arm was done on the county trail and some roadsides. So we were able to get, we had a dry season, which was nice, so we could get some ditches. It's made a huge improvement at the airport. So thank you for that, Sean. Appreciate that. We are looking at probably early January to go out to bid for a payloader with a runway plow. We had one of these 15 years ago. The telescoping ramps for the angle were problematic, and so it just suddenly got auctioned off. And we really need another one of those. Remember that? It's 26 foot wide, the blade on this thing. It's just amazing. We can change the angle of attack on the blade so that we can scrape any of the hard pack that gets on the aprons and runways. It'll be super helpful. That's going to be bipartisan infrastructure law money that is just given to the airport. Again, we're on the hook for 5% of that. But so we went out to bid for that, thinking that we had enough money with the bill, bipartisan infrastructure law. We thought we had enough bank for it until we received the bids, and we were short almost $100,000. So we just received another $282,000. That'll give us enough money in the bank to go out to bid for this. And we're going to do another plow truck with some of the leftover money for that. So it's going to be a $600,000 purchase that we're on the hook for 5% for. We're in the process right now of putting contracts together for taxiway, Bravo, B, and T rehab. It's going to be a construction phase. We've already received the federal funds for that. So we're in the process of putting the contracts together. Same thing with the beacon. Both of those are going to be the construction phase. And we're hoping early spring to get those projects underway and wrapped up. They're both fairly small projects that they're going to upset the apple cart for a little while over there. New York State has announced that there's another round of grants available to airports. So with the fuel trucks that we just approved, desperately in need of those, thank you very much. Again, that was New York State money. What my intentions are is to apply to rehab the fuel island where the airplanes can get their fuel. We get money with hangar rent and we get money with fuel sales. Our current fuel island really is grandfathered in with a lot of specifications. There's a lot of stuff that it may or may not meet right now. This is the only program that will pay for that. We can't apply to the FAA for that. FAA will not pay for revenue generating. They'll only pay for safety improvements on beacon or taxiway rehabs. So it's my intentions to apply to redo the whole fuel island out there. Preliminary looking at $1.3 million for that. It's a New York State grant, so we would be on the hook for 10% of that, so $130,000 cost to the county. Phil's looking at me intently because I don't know that I've informed him about this application yet. So it would be $130,000 cost to the county, and this is just preliminary numbers. But it would be a $1.3 million contract, and then we just keep the benefits for many years. There's overfill protection that is included on these new trucks. Our old facility doesn't have any of that. If somebody's not paying attention, they can just overfill the truck. We've got more than 5 gallons still. So that's my intentions with that. We're still working with the FAA to pay for the LED conversion at the airport to convert all of the lights at the airport. We need that desperately too. FAA will pay for that. So we're discussing with them. So that's pretty much all I got.
All the years they've been bottom loading top sensors, and you still haven't got that.
Was it? Yeah, there's no Scully, there's no, yeah.
Wow.
So, and this New York State grant program is the only one that will pay for that. So,
Good deal.
maximum award that they allow, and we've been very fortunate with this program, so I think we got a good shot at it. The maximum award that they allow through this is 1.5 million. We'll be asking for 1.3 of that. Fingers are crossed.
Anything else? Good. Thanks, Brandon. Mr. Powell, you're next.
Excellent, thank you, Greg.
Well, on the network and telecom side, we continue to work on getting the DSS, the EVA AI based phone forwarding system, phone answering system, some other functionality, getting that to work. That is the delay on that. Going to delay DSS and hope to have that in for the heat season. It's not. That is nothing to do with DSS staff. That's on IT.
IT, UIT, or the customer supplying the equipment?
It's not the vendor either. It's Oswego County IT. It's our phone system. There may be a deficiency there. We're testing different things, but it's more testing. Tomorrow morning, there's potentially a couple of appliances, our session board controllers, which really the handoff between internal traffic out to the outside traffic. We may need to replace those. There's a workaround. I'm not a big fan of workarounds, but we're testing that tomorrow on the secondary unit, which is really offline right now. So,
Greg, it's our phone system infrastructure that's not working with the AI?
Not so much the AI, just the way the call is that call comes in from a client. It's our phone system, and it's getting forwarded out, redirected to the AWS cloud. That's where the tip code that EVA software runs. I think it runs, but that's the phone system up in the cloud that they use for the service. That handoff, the way the traffic's handled, all the signaling, all the processing, it's all network based. It's not traditional phone system anymore. It's all IP based. There are parts of the protocol, some of the protocols that are used in that are not transacting correctly. We've been back and forth with between the carrier, which is ring squared, so they're on the kind of the far end of it. From our phone system, it gets handed off onto the New Visions network. They're our fiber ring provider, also our main internet provider, and our SIP trunk provider. The SIP trunks are what carry the IP-based traffic. So a lot of testing, a lot of test calls, doing packet captures where you see all the data that's in there, all the protocols at the stage to kind of figure out what's not working. And maybe a bug in our session border controller. We're not entirely sure of that, but so we'll see when we isolate it to the backup unit over at TSS and run some calls through that and see if we can get it to work. So that's a work in progress. It's taken longer than it's taken a while to get it done. Mainly, between networking and then knowledge of how the phone system works, that's me. Not everybody else I can delegate it to at the moment. We're working on training or trying to deepen our bench for sure. And it's just, along with all the other stuff we have going on, it's fairly complex. When everything works great, it works great. When it doesn't, sometimes it can be hard to figure out why it doesn't work. We have a lot of complexity for sure. So we're trying to keep a fire lit under that and get that done. Other network project, our existing network infrastructure, we're transitioning to another provider that's progressing. One of the kind of key thrust for that initially is to get the Wi-Fi stood up, but also I really want to bring the remodeled section of the health department up, the whole building up on the new network, the new gear. So we're working to get that squared away and not deploy old equipment into the new switch closets. So that's a priority item there. We have the camera system phase 2. We're working on getting a revised quote from the vendor. As I mentioned last committee, we reviewed all the cameras. There's a portion of them we're going to install ourselves. The installation, they have to have 2 techs on site. They bill at $250 an hour per tech. So we want to do that ourselves to save some money, but we have our newer techs too that we're working to train, and one of them is very enthusiastic about installing cameras, which is great. So, and that takes the burden off my lead on the project with one of my senior team members, our security specialist too. There's other things I can have him working on. So we're taking advantage of any training opportunities as well. Same thing on the network project, really. On the enterprise system side, and by that I mean like Munis, the bigger systems, we've been working with, we just had a call yesterday with treasurers to, we've installed an API into Munis. That's a piece of middleware that allows Munis to talk to other things, other software packages. That is building out some a handshake really between treasurers and payment works, between Munis and payment works. For some of the accounts payable processing, bill paying basically, it's done through this third-party processor. So that's a fairly complex project too, but that's coming along. And there's a third-party consultant who's going to do some of the programming, sort of development work for that. So that's in the works. Another package that we have is Laserfish. It was purchased initially for the Treasurer's Certificate of Residency program. It's also leveraged for the county clerk's office records management system. It's being used at DSS as well for records management there. So we continue to expand what we can do with that. We're training my team or other members of the team. Bob Brown's our lead on that right now. We're training a couple other people for development so we can take advantage of that investment. So for example, they've pretty well completed a new a ticketing system for the National Department. They do some of their own ticketing, stuff that comes in from partner agencies related to CAD access and whatnot. So that's pretty well ready to go. There's a little bit of final shakeout on that. We're writing our own ticketing system too. That was part of our kind of longer term plan. But there's a lot of other capability with Laserfish processes that we have right now internally in the county that are paper bound and not very efficient. A lot of those can be automated into Laserfish with a built-in workflow as well. It can just be passed around to people. They can check it off, do their part, whatever. So a lot of opportunity with Laserfish, and it's something we've already paid for. So it's just a matter of getting people trained and doing the development. And so, and I think that's consistent with Phil's mandate to us to take advantage of these systems that we've invested in and modernize county IT. So we're continuing to do that, and it's really important to have leadership support on that too. So that's really appreciated. Another thing we're doing on the we just did this morning as part of Munis. There's functionality. It's called Cubes. It's reporting. It leverages Excel, so a user can connect their Excel application on their desktop directly into the Munis databases. There's pre-built views that'll pull in like all the general ledger information. So somebody like our chief accountant or the accountants at DSS and Health can do more self-service reporting and analysis of data and whatnot. So a very powerful tool. We did some training on it, I think 3 years ago, I can't remember, and I think we're far enough along now where users are ready to take on something like this. And with the new leadership team over at DSS too, they're really anxious to sort of up their game as far as reporting and leveraging tools that we have available. A couple other key things on the help desk side. Last couple of years we've had 2023, 2024, about 6,000 tickets that have come into the help desk. We're on track for about the same number of tickets. Like I said, I'd like to see that number come down. I feel like we were improving stuff, but it's holding steady and we're keeping up with it. So that's good. Other thing, we continue to work on updating workstations. I think we still have around 300 that we need to either replace and or do in-place upgrades on. So there's no shortage of work for us. Just keep plugging away at it.
Thanks, Fred. All right, looking for the proper motion. First by Legislator Martino, second by Legislator Holst. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.